A few weeks ago, we saw some test footage of a new Talking Mickey meet and greet at DCA, and I wasn't particularly impressed, but it's a fascinating idea and one that I think has some potential. But how much you love it depends on what kind of experience you're expecting or what to have when you meet a character at Disneyland. Well, now it looks like Disneyland is trying to take it to the next level with a meet and greet test that we just saw recently with Mickey, Minnie, and Donald all together. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Fresh Baked. And before we get into this possibly next level meet and greet that Disneyland is testing, I want to ask everybody to subscribe to our channel and to like this video. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Fresh Baked. So this video that we're about to see is from Touring Plans, Guy Selga at Touring Plans, and it looks like it's shot at Redwood Creek Challenge, as best as I can tell. I encourage everybody to check out Touring Plans. It's a wonderful site, something that a lot of Disneyland veterans look to for tips about Disneyland.
Hello. Good, how are you? Hi, Mickey.
Hey there, pal.
I like your jacket. It's so stylish.
Aw, thanks.
It's so wonderful to see you.
Good to see you too. Donald, looking good.
Yesterday, I was a safari and saw a whole pride of lions. They were so majestic. The royal family of the
Somebody
jungle.
even practiced his lion roar.
Wow. Oh my. That was very impressive.
And that was the first time I'd ever seen lions run away.
Hey, can you roar like a lion?
Roar!
Ah! You scared me!
Oh my, that was very good.
Say, how about we get a photo where we all pretend we're lions?
Yes, please.
I can take it.
Okay, thank you. Oh, just let it record.
And a big roar!
Here we go.
On three.
Look right here.
1, 2, 3.
That makes me so happy.
So right off the bat, we get to see a great example of what this meet and greet does right. And it happens when Guy compliments Mickey on his shirt, and right on cue, Mickey says thank you.
Hi, Mickey.
Hey there, pal.
I like your jacket. It's so stylish.
Aw, thanks.
Now this is much harder than one might think, and it's a great example of a sort of, how do they do that moment. Something else that I found interesting was when Guy turns to greet Donald, he gives him a compliment also about his shirt, and it sounds like Donald was prepared for sort of a typical angry response that Donald might give. But then he realizes he's been complimented, and Donald saves it by giving sort of a bashful, awkward, physical response with his arms behind his back.
Donald, looking good.
Yesterday,
It was great work by Donald and alludes to something that I referenced in the previous video, where I feel like the physical responses are a very wonderful and nuanced part of the meet and greet. We also got to see an area that may need some improvement, though I do believe it's probably easily fixed. After Guy says hi to Minnie, he turns to greet Donald. However, Minnie had already started off on her safari story, and so it was kind of awkward when Guy turns back to see Minnie again. She's already, halfway through her story, and we don't exactly know where this safari thing came from. I guess she's relaying to the guys that they went on a safari.
it's so wonderful to see you.
Good to see you too. Donald, looking good.
Yesterday, I was a safari and saw a whole pride of lions. They were so majestic.
But that was about it in terms of negatives from a technical aspect. I really enjoyed Donald. Probably like the rest of you enjoyed him the most. He brings the most personality to a meet and greet, and he gets to do a lot of acting with his eyes. And Mickey and Minnie were great as well. And on that topic, I took a lot of heat in my last video where I was kind of negative in terms of whether or not I thought this was a good thing. I felt like you lose something with a talking Mickey that you don't get in a meet and greet with a mute character, and I still stand by those opinions. You do get a different experience when you have a mute character versus a talking character, and it's possibly a better one. I'm not sure, the jury's still out for me on that one, but you do lose something in that exchange. But this kind of meet is kind of next level, and it's kind of amazing, even if it is scripted. And what's amazing about it is that I feel like this brings us into their world. by themselves, it's just you and the character at Disneyland, and it feels almost a little more two-dimensional. But as a group, you feel like part of the universe. And it turns out, I believe, that this can only happen in a group, and it can only happen with talking characters, and it can only happen if it's scripted. So on this, I would have to say I concede. I would agree with those who did not agree with me in my previous video that this could be pretty great. In fact, it could probably get a lot better. It's especially true for those of us who aren't naturals when it comes to meeting characters. Sarah has great interactions with characters, but she's also naturally gifted at it. I would say that Sarah's meet with the Incredibles, where Mrs. Incredible took out her hoop earrings, is a great example of an experience that could not have happened if the character spoke. But I would also have to concede that it's an experience that I could not have had by myself under any circumstances. But me, the introvert, could have another kind of exceptional experience with the talking characters, or with a group of talking characters, because they're going to bring me in. But what do you guys think? Is this next level stuff? If you were unimpressed before, as I was, are you more impressed now? Let us know in the comments below, and until next time, guys, remember to love Disney every day, and fresh baked!